Okay, as promised, I am now going to show you part of the movement and attack declaration phase where the German 1st Panzer Group is moving in trying to capture Riga. Here's the city of Riga, has a strategic value of 300. It's an important city to capture. And we can look at who's defending it. We have the 27th Army Headquarters, the 67th Rifle Division, and if you look, this is the attack, the rated firepower, maximum firepower of the unit is 114 factors. Most rifle divisions have around 100 factors. 114 is one of the stronger ones for the Russian army, has a movement of 8 as most infantry does. You can see up in the readout here, it's been dug in for 2 turns. This means it gets a +2 modifier on its combat rolls against the attacker because it's entrenched. Has a listed manpower of 15,000 men, double the size of some Russian divisions, and even has a squadron of T-38 light tanks with it. We don't know if it's actually at full strength. The manpower of enemy units is never listed. You can only guess at it, and sometimes you'll get an estimate. But if it is at full strength, it would have 114 factors in combat. And the Corps Headquarters contributes another 8. This very heavy anti-aircraft unit could contribute up to 47. There's a secret police unit here that might have up to 12 factors, and a lighter anti-aircraft unit that has up to 4 factors. So we're looking at up to 180 factors, which is nothing to sneeze at, but it's probably something the Germans can handle if they can at least get some engineers or heavy artillery in there to deal with the entrenchments and the fact that it is in a city, which also gives the defender another bonus. It's going to be a tough nut to crack, so I'm going to want to attack it from at least 2 sides, which would give me an outflanking bonus. I want to include some armor, which will give me an armor superiority bonus because he doesn't have very many tanks. Or, well, I might not get that bonus because he does have that small tank with squadron there. I could say my infantry units, this one, oh, this is actually a corps unit. And it is low on supplies, -1 for supplies. And it must have a lot of heavy artillery in it because it's got 176 factors. It's at full manpower, so that means it does have the full firepower strength. And if I combine it with this infantry division with another 142 factors, this one's also nearly full strength. They could attack from the left, and I could bring in some of my panzer divisions to attack from the right. Panzer divisions generally have higher firepower. Here's one. 8th Panzer Division has 161 factors. This one is not quite at full strength. It has about 11,000 left out of 14,000 list strength, so that means if you do the math, it's going to be about 25% under strength or something like that. So, 120 factors or so, and the 3rd motorized division is also a little bit under strength. They must have fought some battles on the way here, and you could add to that some of these tanks. The 8th Panzer has 240 Panzer 38 tanks left, and each one of those tanks can add to the firepower value. So it usually just about doubles the strength of a Panzer unit if the tanks can clear through the anti-tank fire. And here the anti-aircraft units have some anti-tank strength. The infantry has some anti-tank strength, but not as much as a true anti-tank unit would, or an armor unit would. So most of those tanks are going to clear through. A few of them will maybe get blown up on the way in, but if they clear through, they add to the firepower. So there's more. That's part of the calculation of how you win a battle. And you can get bonuses for having airplanes in the battle. This unit here says CAP, which means it has a close air patrol. The defender has designated some planes that are going to help defend that hex, so I'm going to have to fight an air battle there. I may not get air superiority. It's going to be a tough fight. On the way there, I'm sort of hoping I can finish off these guys. I attacked them last turn. This is a garrison from a fortified area. I destroyed the fortified area, and they retreated, and then they tried to defend the next spot of ground that they fell upon, and they've been dug in for one turn. It means they have little foxholes, no real trenches. It's not going to be much of a problem to me because I have some engineers in that group, and I can negate this defensive bonus with my engineers. There was a border regiment there. They're both weakened, so it says 80. If they were at full strength, it would be 80, but I'm guessing they have probably 40 factors or less. So if I could get 400 or 500 factors attacking, I could probably just overrun them. If you have more than 10 to 1 odds on an attack, and as you move into an enemy unit, you can overrun it, which means you just automatically crush it. And it costs you some movement points, but you usually have some movement points left, and you can continue moving after that and attack somebody else. If you have less than 10 to 1 odds on the attack, then you're going to have to fight an actual battle, and it could go either way. So here I have the 41st Motorized Corps at full strength, 1st Panzer Division at full strength, 6th Panzer Division at full strength, 36th Motorized Division at full strength. Everything here is at full strength. So I've got 320, 460, 510. I probably got enough firepower here to overrun them already. Yeah, I might. And if I want to be really sure, I can maybe borrow a unit from this corps over here. And if you want to separate one unit from a corps, you can just click on it and it pops out. And here is this anti-aircraft unit that I popped out. They've got some nice 88mm guns. I'm going to swing them around here, join them with this corps, so now it's super powerful, and they're just going to try to overrun that group. Oh no, it didn't work. Apparently they had more than 60 factors there, and I'm going to have to fight a battle. Darn it. Well, that's okay. I have other units that can help with the attack on Riga. I just have to make sure that I send out at least one of my engineers and maybe this heavy artillery, because we're going to need all the firepower we can get. So this slightly weakened Panzer Division is going to move over there to attack. And these engineers, oops, that didn't work. And I just double clicked it to put it back to where it started. See if I can fix this in some way that will let me join it. There we go. I think I'm in range to attack now. And these guys are going to attack from that side. And the bleep 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 means that I'm in range to attack. And here I'm adding some motorized. And that's probably about all I can get in there. That's really good. So here we have a battle screen, and I'm showing 1,200 factors attacking against 80 or less for the Russians. They don't have any defensive air, so I could just put in a recon unit, and that would be enough to give me air superiority. Probably don't need to waste any actual bombers. Bombers give you more firepower, but I don't really need it here. I just need the tactical advantage of having air power when they don't. So that gives me an extra bonus. Yeah, if I can get that, I might actually send that heavy artillery out there too. I don't know where it went. Showed up on the battle screen, but not here. That's weird. That may be a bug. We may have to fix that. Note to self. Unit that was detached and reattached disappeared from the view, so I can't detach it again. Oh well. So I'll attack with everything and we'll crush them. Here we go. That's ordering the attack. And then the other attack I'm ordering is over here on Riga. And I hate to send in my air units against a bunch of their fighters and a whole bunch of anti-aircraft, but I'm going to need every bit of firepower I can get. So they've got one fighter regiment which could have up to 60 planes in it. It doesn't tell me exactly how many they have because I don't know, it's an enemy unit. So I'm going to send in some of my fighters and some of my bombers and whatever I can do. If I want to see where these planes are coming from so I don't rob them from where I might need them in another battle, we can look at which ones are closest by looking at the map. And so here we have an air recon unit, which I don't really need because I'm putting in bombers. More air recon, more air recon. Here's a bomber unit. I'll send that. Hopefully I have some fighters that can escort it. There's a fighter. There's another bomber. Send that. Here's a bomber. Send that. Basically the whole 76th Bomber Regiment is going. And I have also the 1st Bomber Regiment. So there's 2 whole bomber regiments going into that battle. Oh, why not make it 3? Let's bomb the crap out of Riga. And we have 1 fighter escorting them. Maybe I can find a second somewhere. I'm going to save these bombers for another battle because I might need them somewhere else. This one is also in range. There's my 1 more fighter group that I wanted. And I'll send that. And that's okay. And now I've selected all the units here. If I wanted to spare some of these from the attack, I could, but I'm going to need them all. And you see I have an engineer unit in here that's going in on the attack, so hopefully that will undo some of their defensive advantages by, reducing the defenses with engineering tricks, demolition charges, and whatnot, smoke screens. Here's the 8th Panzer Division. If I manage to destroy all of their tanks, I may have armored superiority in this battle, and that would give me an extra bonus. I doubt I'll get an air superiority bonus because they have 3 air units committed, and I don't think I can destroy them completely. So that'll be a tough battle. I may not be able to take Riga, but it's worth a shot. I'm going to attack with everything I've got there. And then these other units are basically going to be advancing. I won't waste your time with that, but I'll show you how a unit moves. You can see where I moved across here, there's some new gray added. The gray is territory that I control, the red is territory the enemy controls. So I want to create more gray and clean up my supply lines. So when I move some of these other units, like here's a little police battalion. They're there pretty much just to secure the rear areas. So I'm moving them up through this terrain, securing terrain so that everybody will be nicely in supply. And there we go, painting it gray. And some of these guys are sort of on the front line. There's an infantry division. Oh, here's my motorized corps headquarters. With an added police battalion. He doesn't really need to be there, so he's going to detach. And he'll go secure some of this territory here. And this guy will go and join this other mechanized corps. And they're going to advance, but not too much farther than the infantry does, because I don't want to send them up there alone. And here's another infantry division with some heavy artillery. And they're just going to advance about as far as they can go to the north. And you see I'm painting the territory gray as I go. Yeah, so that's as far as they can go. And these guys will follow up. And at the end of the movement phase, there is an exploitation phase where some of your motorized and cavalry units, if they did not lose any battles, can move a second time for only a part of their movement, and they can basically reposition. They can exploit a little farther ahead, or they can just rearrange pullbacks, clean up their lines. So mobile units are really useful for that reason. And that's all I'm going to show you for now.